Hey guys, and welcome back to the Ringer 57 YouTube channel. Today I'm going to take you through a quick walk of what I do on E85. So we have a bike, it's Scotty's bike Tulip, that has been on MR12 its pretty much whole life. He runs pump gas on the street on an MR12 map. It's a little rich but not bad, and he runs MR12 at the track. It has a Chris Moore Mafia flash in it. We are going to maintain that Chris Moore Mafia flash and just move it to another map. So he'll have an MR12 map and an E85 map. He wants to run E due to fuel prices changing, obviously. 5 gallons of MR12 is now over $175 here locally. That is stinking expensive considering you can chew through a gallon a night pretty quick, or more, depending on how much you make passes. Whereas E85 is $2.98 a gallon. So 5 gallons is what? 10 bucks? 12 bucks? Something like that. Not bad at all. Actually, it'd be 15 bucks. Whole lot cheaper. So he has already gone ahead and done, if you look back at my previous videos, I install an AEM 521200 in my Hayabusa. That is a fuel pump. And he already did the same installation on his. So we did that last night. We switched all his lines over to PTFE. We put a flex fuel stable fuel filter in it. And we are running this on stock injectors. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in the truck, drive down to 57 Motorsports, the only. We have now officially closed 57 Motorsports East and 57 Motorsports West and combined to create one very nice shop. And in today's video, we're going to introduce you to that and go through some tuning. Let's get going down there. Alright guys, and welcome to the new home of 57 Motorsports. We are on my first from scratch tune. We did do a ZX10 the other day. That'll be on Chad's channel when he releases his video of an introduction to the shop and the move. Right now we got Tulip on here. She is on and on corn. I got it set up, idling, warming up to temp. We do have fairly decent at about 13.5. I'd really like to step that up a little. I think I'd like to get that closer to like 12.7. I think it'll be a little happier, but it's warming up. We're gonna get some heat in the motor, do a little bit of driving, and work on the drivability portion of this. We'll get into the pulls later. For now, like I said, just a little driving, a little working on the tune. For starters, we did throw 32% fuel at an original map. So it's got 32% over stock on the entire map, IAP and TPS. It's a good start point for E85. It's not perfect, but it gets you there and running. From here, we'll work it out and make it happy. Alright guys, so we've updated this. Like I said, it has an E85 map on MS0 and MR12 on MS1. I went ahead and did some drivability. We were seeing somewhere in the neighborhood of 13.2, which is pretty good at, at 3,500 to 4,500. Below 3,500, it was slightly rich. We were at like 12.0. And above 4,500, it was pig rich, 11.0. So I've gone ahead and made some fuel trim to that. I trimmed the IAP map because we are idling at 13.8. I want to be idling at like 12.9 on E. It'll help with his cold starts a little bit. So I've gone ahead and made those edits. As I mentioned, this is a Moore Mafia flash ECU. Hit him up for your quick flashes. He does a very good job. His flashes are very, very close out of the box. As he said before, you can always gain some with a dyno. A dyno will dial you in, get you the extra 1, 2, maybe more horsepower. It depends on the bike and the modifications. But hit us up. We do offer remote tuning from Chris Moore Mafia. We're working on getting our internet established so we're stable enough to be able to do it. We're going to get that knocked out. And what you'll do is you'll schedule with Chris Moore your dyno session. We will work with him to schedule a time to have Chad here operating the dyno. You'll bring your bike down here to Trinity? Tuscumbia, Alabama. 840 Howell Heflin Road. You'll rent the dyno time. And it'll save you, we're going to charge, I think we said $200 to dyno it for you. And he'll be remoted in on TeamViewer doing all the editing and viewing the data. So the tune will be a Moore Mafia tune. It'll either be Magic Mike or Chris remoted in doing the work from their office way the heck out there and save you a trip halfway across the country. Maybe we can cut your trip in half. Maybe we can cut it even smaller than that, depending on how close you are to us. For now, I'm going to go out and check on this mailbox that we're trying to get put in. Yep, Moore Mafia. Don't forget to get your Brock's Performance parts. Code TEAMRIGHTEOUS5. It's spelled funny as hell, so it's down in the description, along with a link. Well, guys, our mailbox is chilling up here by the road. We're getting this post concreted in. Concrete hasn't started setting yet, but it's only been about an hour, and it is kind of cold. So I'm going to get that boxed and bagged again and let that chill. But I wanted to show you guys, right down there on the corner is the sign for the Music Hall of Fame, or something like that. Big blue sign if you come at night. There's the building, there's SNL, and you'll see this tire shop place here. It's where GPS is gonna take you. We are out back. You see my white truck there, middle building, Dyno Jet on the door, that is us. So if you're ever trying to figure out where to go, it's this dead end road. Take a left in here, we're right there in the back. We're gonna try and work on getting a sign out here at some point. We gotta talk with the landlord and see what we have to do that. But yep, that's the goal. Hit us up. We've also already had some customers clowning, doing rolling burnouts, so. We don't condone that. We don't suggest it. And if you choose to do it, the consequences are on you. But one thing we do ask on this property right here, don't be a clown. Don't be doing rolling burnouts. Don't be doing burnouts. If it's within our dynoing hours, you can rev your bike up, make all the noise in the world, because we are zone commercial. We got a bunch of Harley guys right over there. They're cool as shit. They don't mind the loud. Our neighbor here is a lawn care guy. He's never here. So loud is okay. Property destruction, let's try and keep that to a minimum, guys. What you do on the street is your own liability. We don't condone or suggest it, but whatever you do, you do. All right, guys, so we had a slight change on the plans today. This bike has had an oil leak since it slung the chain and ate the cases. So Scotty here went ahead and he replaced the push rod seal that was the source of our leak. That should resolve that issue. If you didn't see the smoke earlier, it was smoking a little bit after driving it. That was oil obviously dripping down on the exhaust. So once he gets this wrapped up and all his fluids filled, we can get it back up there. We'll do some drivability, maybe make a couple power pulls and see what she actually makes. All right, guys, well, we're over here working on this R1, getting ready to do a stator in it. Tulip is knocked out, so the power numbers are not up yet. We're not pushing for power yet. We're just working on drivability. He's going to be making a few more alterations, so there's no sense in beating on a bike that isn't ready to be beat on yet. So ahead, and we're a little rich on the hit, but then we level out nice at 11.1, 11.2 all the way across until I let out, and we made 147.9 horsepower. Like I said, we're not looking to get a whole crap load out of it right now. We're at a flat 75 foot-pounds of torque. I have not pushed it very hard at all at this point. Primary focus tonight was getting it happy on E85 and getting the drivability nice. And the drivability is great. I've leaned it out at about 60 mile an hour. So he's gonna have a spot there where he should get half-assed decent economy being as he's on E85. But you're still gonna see at least 20% decrease in fuel economy just because E85 requires a lot more fuel. It has a lot less energy by weight. So it requires more fuel, less air, but you can push it harder because it has more octane and more heptane in it, which allows you to push the timing harder and just overall beat the tar out of it without any fear of detonation. So we're gonna go ahead and work on this R1, and then I'm gonna head home because I have to work tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe. Check out 57 Motorsports LLP on Facebook for all of your maintenance, repair, and performance needs. And don't forget to hit up Brock's Performance, code Team Righteous. Alright guys, so I wanted to jump in here and let you guys know we did put Dragonfly on the dyno tonight. I actually did it while Scotty was doing his push rod seal. So I knew I was going to be pushing. I have enough nitrous there, I have enough push to make 300 horsepower. If I can get the full efficiency out of the nitrous. The problem we're running into now, so we wanted to set a goal to hit 300 horsepower this weekend with it. The winder did open the bike up. The dang thing tries to throw itself off the dyno, it hits so hard. We need to strap it even tighter. Probably gonna have to do 4 straps to keep it from freaking twisting up. And the fireball, you'll see that here in a second. The end of the video, the closing screen is gonna be my dyno numbers. If you can pause and zoom, I don't know if they're gonna be fuzzy. And then it's also gonna be my fireball from D-Cell, which was stout, to say the least. It almost burned the strap. But we hit a brick wall at 183 that'd be sad, 283 horsepower, but we made 185 foot-pounds of torque. And we made those numbers at 8,200 RPM. I hit peak horsepower over 2,000 RPM before the top of my freaking power band. What does that tell me? That tells me I am out of flow, boys. When I hit that number, that's all I'm gonna make. Now I can shove more nitrous to it all I want. It's not gonna make more power than that. The problem I've got, I gained a lot from opening up the exhaust, but I haven't opened everything up. The heart of an engine, the thing that makes the power, is in the head. My head is
and always has been bone stock. So I have stock intake ports, stock exhaust ports, stock Gen 1 valves, the same ones that have been in the bike since the day I bought it. I do have springs in it, obviously. If I'm spraying that much nitrous, I need springs. And I have a Gen 2 intake cam and a Gen 1 intake cam on the exhaust side, degreed in at 104.75 and 106.5. That's where I found my happy spot with it. It's really finicky on this bike for some reason, but it's where I found my happy spot. And Chad's got a video of all the pulls. It's stout, to say the least. It is stout. It literally wah, wah, but it's just a wah. It's out of top end charge, and it's what I've been feeling on the track the whole time. So it's insanely quick to the 330. 330 foot is 3.3 seconds. The back half is terrible. So we know where our limitations are now, but beyond having to get ahead, right now I have so much blow by, it's insane. Might be due to cylinder pressure, which can be corrected with the head. Primarily due to the fact I have like 15-year-old pistons that have been in multiple motors, a block that had a valve drop at one time, so it's got a ding in one cylinder, and I have never rebearing this engine. I'm saying I got at least 400 or 500 passes on this engine, including from when it was bone stock up to now. Like 12, 14, 15, I don't know, dyno sessions. Hundreds of pounds of nitrous, dozens of sets of plugs, dozens of clutches, and I have never actually rebuilt this motor. So when I built it, I slammed it together. It was a one-night build. I had all the parts accrued, and I flipped it, split it, stuffed rods and pistons in it, slid a used block on it, bolted it up, and degreed some cams in a night. So, same bearings that were in there, never even looked at them, never measured them, didn't want to. And it's still going. Is that the right way to build it? No. Is that how I normally build them? Hell no. Is it how I build my own shit when I'm in a hurry? Yeah. Would I really like to tear that motor down and do a proper build? Definitely. However, right now I'm in a financial stupid tight spot, so money is not an option to play with. So right now, with us establishing the business and growing it, we've been dumped thousands into getting this new location up and going. And I've changed jobs, and it's slow season, so a little rough, but we will get there. Hopefully the shop can start generating enough revenue to sustain itself 100%. Once that happens, we can start pulling profits off of it and maybe get this bike going. Scotty's bike is the big one. We want to get him into the 5s. So we're working on some weight reduction. We're working on suspension improvements because he does have some serious suspension issues that he's been fighting, and it's just time to resolve them. And we've gone to the E85. There's more to come on that. More changes going to happen. That's why we didn't push the numbers. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This has been a 5-minute add-on, and I need to cut it off. Otherwise, I'll never add it. Have a beautiful day. I'm going to finish editing this video on my way home.